Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to my weekly update. So I'm here in Long Eddy, New York, which is about 2 hours away from New York City, and I'll get into that a little bit later. But first, I'll talk about some ongoing issues we've had with the van. So nothing crazy major and nothing we're going to get fixed immediately. But for a couple of months now, we've needed to get our awning fixed. So right now we just have it pinned back. We're not able to use it, but it's no big deal. We need to get our step fixed as well. Also, not a big deal. Since we bought the van, which is coming up on 2 years now, our windshield wiper squeaks. So every time it rains, we hear a little squeak, squeak. So super annoying. We've tried changing the windshield wiper blades and to no avail. So not sure what to do with that. Might have to contact Mercedes during service or something like that. Definitely want to get that fixed. It's on our list. And then more recently, our black sensor has been acting up. So it's showing that it's full when it's not really full, which can be annoying because it makes us unsure of when we actually have to empty our tanks. So those are our ongoing van issues. Like I said, nothing major, nothing that's a pain, but just a couple of things. So with that, I'm going to get into some photos and I'm going to take it back to Newfoundland. So just about a week and a half ago, we were in Newfoundland, and bear with me, it's my first time doing this. So here I am, and this is in Port au Choix, and we were here to photograph caribou. So there's a caribou there in some beautiful golden light. Ray and I spent probably close to, the whole time we were there, probably close to a week with the caribou, and also found 4 fox kits there as well. So it was really a fun time doing some photography there, and he also had a photography workshop there. But we did get to go out a few times, just the two of us, and I also got a chance to go out just by myself there. And this herd of caribou is unafraid of people. They're kind of accustomed to humans. They are in a protected area, so they're not hunted there. And so they're really quite friendly. This was a young one that actually approached me and came up and nuzzled into my leg, and he actually sniffed the camera lens, so that's why it looks so distorted. But yeah, this was a really, really beautiful evening. And so here are some of the fox kits that I was talking about. We had 4 different fox kits. So there was a red one, a cross fox variation, a dark one, or two cross variations, and then one dark one. So really, really beautiful fox kits. And same thing with them. They were very accustomed to being around humans. The locals and I believe visitors as well to this location feed the foxes. I don't know why people feed foxes, but I think it's their duty to nourish them. And so any car that drove by, the foxes would just come out and in hopes of getting a little snack. And so that's what they would do, and makes photography very easy. But of course, it's not great for the foxes because then they're at danger of getting hit by the cars. So these guys were still hunting. They were still, using their natural instincts. But yeah, it's an interesting thing that comes up in photography because, it's like ethical photography. Is any wildlife photography ethical? Because no matter what, we're having an impact by just being around. So did just really enjoy hanging out with these caribou. It was really amazing to be in their environment. Beautiful habitat and scenery right by the ocean, and also around this tundra. Really, really interesting scenery to play with, and got to see some moose as well. Didn't get any great shots, but it was fun to see. So here was the last morning of the workshop, and I think I have a few more phone photos from there. So Port au Choix, really, really beautiful area of Newfoundland. And just a phone photo, super crooked. But yeah, we were treated to some amazing skies while we were there as well. And just the habitat there, the tundra, the different plants and everything is just so interesting. So yeah, that's the group that Ray had. All ladies. I joked around that anybody looking for a wildlife photography workshop, female wildlife photography workshop, should just sign up with Ray Hennessy, because this one was all ladies, and he's got one next year in Hawaii. That's all ladies as well. So let me just also show you, if you're interested in seeing a little bit more about Port au Choix, I do have a video out on YouTube, and you can see how friendly these caribou are. They just walked right up to me, not prompted at all. But yeah, this caribou he was curious, and I was just standing there, and he decided to come closer, or she, probably it looks like a she. And you can see the herd just kind of back there. And then this one just, a little bit more curious. And then they just keep going on their merry way. But yeah, I mean, it's so fun, and yeah, it's just to be close to these beautiful creatures and spending time in this amazing environment. But yeah, this hike in specific just has many multiple different types of terrain, and really interesting. So I have a little video out of kind of what it's like to be there. So if you're interested, check out Emmy on the Road on Facebook, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. It's all the places. So yeah, it's a really, really beautiful place there. Everywhere in Newfoundland is beautiful, but this one is a fun one to check out. So that's a little bit about that, and more of Newfoundland. The last place we went to when we had our last couple of days in Newfoundland was Lark Harbor, which we visited previously. We spent 2 months this summer in Newfoundland, which was our longest time in Newfoundland yet. And I mean, if we could fall in love more with Newfoundland, that's what we did. But we did this epic hike here, and you can see the views are just stunning. I also have a video out about this hike. You climb about 1,000 feet of elevation gain in about less than half a mile. So it's pretty intense, pretty steep. They have ropes up the way up and the way down because it's just that steep. And thankful for the ropes, because it gets you to this beautiful view and just like 360 coastal views in Newfoundland. And it's just stunning. So here's a little video that Ray took from, oh, goodness gracious, that's loud. Okay. It's a video that Ray took. We started a little bit before sunrise that morning. And yeah, there was also a shipwreck there, so it was pretty cool. Really nice morning, really nice sunrise, and of course just us on the trail, and just really beautiful. And where we were staying our last couple of days in Newfoundland, there was a waterfall right less than half a mile from where we were staying, and this was our view for our last couple of days. I mean, just so beautiful. So miss it already. This was our last night. And I do have a video out about that crazy hike as well. So if you're interested, once again on YouTube, Emmy on the Road. And if you want to see what it was like to do that crazy epic hike up to those amazing views, it's kind of a fun one. So I'm trying to do a little bit more of these hiking videos along with some of the van content to just show a little bit of the amazing hikes that we get to do along with our travels. But you can see kind of the epic views along the hike was really, really fun. So really, really beautiful. And then after Newfoundland, one of the first places that we went to, we stayed at a parking lot in Maine and didn't know it was going to be so amazing. We picked it because, it was a scenic spot. It had a lake, but, it was just a parking lot, and turned out to be epic for wildlife photography in the morning. Of course, we're on like an early schedule, so we're just waking up naturally at 5:30. When you live in a van, you kind of wake up with the sunrise and go to sleep with the sunset or when it gets dark. And so yeah, we woke up and there was mist on the lake, and there were ducks out there, so couldn't resist doing some photography. And I was shooting the 28-4. Ray got out there first, of course, and I was like, yeah, I need some coffee first. This is the story of my life. But I'm never in a rush to do anything other than drink coffee. But I was just hoping that the conditions would last a little while. And he was like, it's really good. You should really come out and take some photos. So all of these look pretty similar. But yeah, so I was shooting the 28-400 lens, and I feel like I've never shot in conditions like this. And it's just so beautiful when you get a calm lake or any body of water, and then those misty, foggy conditions, and any kind of waterfowl or bird of some sort. It was really, really, really beautiful. So I'm glad I got out of the van and enjoyed and got to take some photos, because I'm really happy with these. So obviously not final edits because I got to get rid of some dust spots, but these are just some quick edits from first glance. But yeah, we got some beautiful mist, even some backlight, and yeah, I mean, it was just, and there's like one of the benefits, right, of living in a van. We woke up, we were right there on the lake with these beautiful conditions, and then we could just step outside, I mean, practically in pajamas, whatever, and all of our gear's right there. We could switch lenses. Ray was at one point shooting, I don't know what he was shooting, but he's like, oh, I got to switch back to the zoom lens, and it's like everything's right there. And it's just like so easy and convenient to just be like, oh, I want to shoot this morning, and I can just step outside of my house and be exactly where I need to be with all of my gear. And it's just, I mean, it's pretty amazing. So to be a wildlife photographer and live in a van it's pretty amazing. So after that, our next stop was to visit my college roommate, Ellie, who is a new mother, 2-month-old baby, to Miss Amelia. Did more photography there, and Ellie and I didn't get any pictures together, but we did take some photos of her baby. So this is her sweet baby Millie. And oh yeah, she gave us some smiles. I'm not really used to taking photos of babies or humans at all, but it was really fun to do this for her. And Ray also took photos of them. But yeah, it was really sweet, really fun to see my friend in this new stage of her life, and to be able to document some photos for her was really fun too. I mean, look at that precious with a little smile. And shooting my favorite lens, the 135. Of course, we had just ordered the 50-1.2 lens, and that would have been perfect for these, but we were getting it like the next day from Gary at Hunt's Photo, so that's okay. We'll have to go back and take more photos, maybe for her first birthday or something. But yeah, I mean, such a cute family, such a sweet family. And I mean, look at that little doll. She's super sweet. So that's Miss Millie. And then, yeah, like I said, the next day we met up with Gary Farber and oh, there's me and Millie and Maceo. So there's us all together, just outside of Boston area. I don't know the name of the park we went to, but we had a great time. It was really beautiful. Some sort of park. I don't know the name of it. Sorry. Woburn apparently is where it was. So there's Ray and Maceo shooting together. But we had a great time. It was some sort of haze in the air that led to that sun looking the way it did. I mean, this was well after sunrise, and it was really, really cool looking sky and a really beautiful park. And Horn Pond is where it was. Yes, that's where we were. It was really beautiful. We walked around for a couple of hours. Not a whole heck of a lot of birds around, but there was this one garden, like a community garden, and that's where most of the bird activity was. So there's a blue jay there with some sunflowers, sucker for sunflowers, and a little sparrow of some sort, a goldfinch. Not in love with any of these photos, but still kind of fun to see. I mean, this guy's really scraggly. So still kind of fun to see these guys feeding on the flowers and everything. And yeah, I got a hummingbird briefly. Nothing great, like I said, but still fun. And a couple of sparrows. And then that brings us to Long Eddy here. This is just outside of the van. Some sort of red-tailed hawk, it looks like. And foliage just starting to turn. Probably in a couple of weeks it'll be really nice. And so let me see where I am with my... So this is old family house. My great-grandfather built this house, and there's the van there. And my Uncle Bob is redoing the house on the inside, so it's all gutted on the inside, but the outside is all done already, and it looks amazing. And it's just really special to be here. So Ray and I were thinking, or I was thinking, as we were coming to the East Coast, that on making our way back from Newfoundland, like, oh, maybe we can stop in New York City, because that's where I'm from, and see some old friends, and I can show you where I grew up. And as it was approaching, I was just thinking, like, ooh, taking the van to the city is going to be a bit of a nightmare. And even though I still have friends there, just parking and the logistics of dealing with the van in the city just honestly just didn't seem like something I wanted to do. So then I was like, had this other idea. Well, maybe we can go to Long Eddy, which is where we are. So I reached out to my uncle and asked if we could park at his house, because this is the old family house, and then right next door is where he lives. And I still have some cousins who live in the area and everything. And so he said yes. And I didn't even know, but he's got a separate property, which is actually where we're parked, that has more space, and it's elevated, and it's got this view, which I don't know how much you can see, but it's got a beautiful view, and he's actually got, acres and acres of property and an apple orchard and everything. So it's been a really beautiful place to stay. We've been here for 2 nights already, and let's see, do I have any more photos? There's the Delaware River. It's right near the Delaware River. There's the van. Yep, so that's where we're parked. And so little fun update too. We got Ray ordered a new slider. Oh, you can hear some sound. This is pretty. This was yesterday morning. There was a beautiful mist. And that's on my uncle's property, this barn. It's just so pretty. So yeah, Ray was playing with learning how to use the slider. Oh, it's just so pretty. And there's the van in the background. So nice. And then this morning we hiked a trail I've hiked many times as a kid and growing up, and it's called the Bushu Trail. Of course, we woke up at 5:30, and it was socked in fog all morning, and so this is a beautiful view. You just can't see it because it was socked in. So we're gonna go again tomorrow night for sunset, and the sun should set right here, and it'll be really pretty. So my next weekly update, I will have a beautiful sunset photo to share. But yeah, so that's a little bit about what I've been up to for the last week and a half. I figured for my first one, show a little bit of everything. So I hope you've enjoyed coming along for this update on what I've been up to these last couple of weeks. And this is the first of many videos I'll be doing. So please, any questions, I'd be happy to answer. Any questions about van life, any questions about pretty much anything. I'm an open book. So love to engage. And hope you have a wonderful week. Until next time.